While the video highlights our primary program, our outdoor project, we also have our youth leadership program, which Al and I are currently a part of, and my girl Ari somewhere. We also have the in-school project, which brings the magic of Mosaic into school assemblies, classroom workshops, and teacher and parent trainings. We also have our Mosaic Consulting Project, which focuses on adults and family camp. Mosaic has served over 65,000 individuals in all of our programs combined. And as you'll see in the impact report called Making a Difference, which you can find on your table, as well as the info table to the left, the majority of these participants found their Mosaic experience to be transformational.
Now, Mosaic has been around a lot longer than I have. All right, Mosaic is 20 years old. I was negative 2 years old. Okay. And we're at our most pivotal, exciting time since our founding. You'll hear more about that later. But first, to share how we got started is our co-founder and executive director, Lara Mendel.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate our birthday. I'm so grateful to all of you for making what we do possible. And I want to tell you a little bit, since it is our birthday, I want to tell you a little bit about how we got born. Mosaic really began when I was 15 years old, and I went to a summer camp that brought high school students together from all different backgrounds in Los Angeles, specifically to address prejudice and discrimination. And here I went to an intentionally diverse school, but before I went to that camp, I had never talked about these issues outside of my Jewish community. That was the first time at 15, and it absolutely blew my mind. It was very profound for me. And I also saw deeply entrenched prejudice and fear around differences. So it was at that time at 15 that I decided that I wanted to do this work with younger people before all that fear and all that hate and all that prejudice became so ingrained. And it wasn't until I was a student at Stanford that I learned that the research shows that we start to exhibit prejudice between 2.5 and 8 years old. And some studies say even younger. So it really doesn't make sense to wait to address these issues. And yet, I knew of no program at that point that did this intensive work with students younger than adolescents. It was also at Stanford that I had the opportunity to travel to Germany at the invitation of the German government with a group of Jewish students who had also lost family in the Holocaust like I had. And side by side with German students, we met with ex-Nazis to talk about what happened. This was a long time ago, there were more around, and it was absolutely, again, mind-blowing for me. And at that point, I really understood the self-perpetuating pyramid of violence. This idea that the fear and lack of understanding that comes from segregation, that comes from separation, leads to the horrific prejudice that can have deadly consequences. And that can happen anywhere. I had understood that before, but it was in Germany that I really got that on a gut level. And it seemed to me that this pyramid right here was at the root of most of the world's problems. So I became more committed to doing something about it. The Mosaic Project was created to dismantle this pyramid of violence, starting at the bottom by just bringing people together for connection. But the research shows that it is not just enough to bring people together from different backgrounds. They must be brought together for prolonged periods of time. They must be working on common goals. They need to have diverse role models showing that it's okay to create friendships across differences. They must talk about the issues head on. They actually have to talk about prejudice, and they must be given conflict resolution skills. And that's the work of the Mosaic Project. That's what we do. Thank you. That's what we do. We are working to dismantle this pyramid but not just dismantle it. We're empowering our students with the tools to transform it into the pyramid of peace. So while our songs are a musical summary of what we do, of our curriculum, right here, this pyramid of peace is a visual summary of our curriculum. And no worries if you can't see it perfectly, you can find it on our website, but also we are going to have a chance to walk up that pyramid of peace ourselves today. This is the basis of all our programs, whether we're working with corporate executives in a training for just 2 hours, whether we have a classroom of kindergartners for 30 minutes, or whether we're most lucky when we have a group of 4th and 5th graders for the entire week. No matter what we're doing, we are climbing up, we are building this pyramid of peace. And here to walk up that pyramid of peace with you right now, I want to give the mic once again back to the fabulous Ashanti and Al Staples. Take it away. Thank you again so much for being here to celebrate.